And that won't mind your feet.
Yeah, there you go.
I also have face reflexology. Did I mention that?
No.
I have face reflexology, and partners love to do that. All of those are given by the continuing ed. So that's that. Certificate programs, I have intensive 3-day seminars. I have them every May and every October. May includes that long weekend, so that it helps people who are working. So those are 3 days, and in that, you learn all of the technique and all the reflexes. Now you have to practice. Without practice, it's worth nothing at all.
Yes.
But it will teach you, and you do have all the books. You have a manual, my own personal manual, Touchpoint Reflexology, The First Steps, which is the foot book. It's great, but I also have for the class almost 500 pages of information just to help you through. And also to help you consolidate that integration between conventional and non-conventional, so you can show a journal to your doctor. And that's important, because they won't believe a reflexologist, but they'll understand a journal.
So would you say it's very important to work with your MD and tell them about holistic?
Absolutely.
I think that's brilliant.
Absolutely. First of all, it'll make a join that isn't there now with most people. But also, it means that you're not negating conventional medicine. You have a car accident, you're not going to a reflexologist. Not until you're over the splenectomy.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you go.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, certain other things you don't need to go to the doctor for. If you have a cold, please don't go and get antibiotics, because they only work on bacteria, and this is a virus you've got. Mm-hmm. Go to a reflexologist, they'll help you get over it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know, so that. Okay, so I was talking about the 3-day, and in the 3-day class, I talk about a lot of this stuff, but I also have a 5-month full-time reflexology class. It's not every day. It's usually Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, and some weekends. But it's full-time as far as hours go, and it's an excellent course, and you learn all of the reflexologies that I teach, not just foot and hand and face and ear, but all of them. Plus a lot of what I will call personal journey, because I think in order to help others, you have to learn about yourself.
Yes, well put.
Yeah,
you have to have a good solid base.
Yeah, and you have to find out what are the things that don't work for you, and be honest enough to tell your students and to tell your clients. You know, here's where I failed. Here's where I didn't do it right.
Oh, and that takes so much courage. Oh, my gosh, doesn't it?
Not anymore.
Here's my screw-up for all the world to see. You know, it's
well, anybody seeing me can see I'm overweight. That's one of my screw-ups, and it's happened since I was a tiny baby, but nevertheless, I'm responsible for it. It doesn't come from too much food. It comes from a lot of other things. But I'm responsible. I need to take care of it.
So tell me about your adventure. For example, my wife uses prolotherapy. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What's your feeling on
prolotherapy? I think everything is worth something for the person that it works for.
Okay.
I had some prolotherapy. It didn't do anything for me. My husband had prolotherapy. I love that term. It means he's not an ex. He's not finished. He's a lovely man. Yeah. We're good friends. Anyway, he had prolotherapy for his knees, and it worked very, very well. So I'm in favor of anything that works well for you. Anything. Yeah.
Now, reflexology is, tell me if I'm wrong, can reflexology be paid by a third-party insurance?
Some insurances will cover it. I know that in Saskatchewan, Blue Cross covers it. I don't know if it covers it here.
Because we have like Blue Cross in BC too, right?
With different insurance, check with your company. Check with your.
And business owners, if they own a business, mm-hmm. they can actually pick and choose which insurance company they get to do business with, and they could handpick one that supports reflexology treatments, right?
It would be nice if you can talk your executive into believing in holistic techniques.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, right? Say corporations like big corporations like BC Tel, Workers' Compensation, BC Hydro, they have a lot of employees.
Let me tell you some wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Every year, I am invited to BC Tel, to the tax department, to Royal Bank, Scott Paper Company, just to name a few, to present reflexology, to present a short presentation of maybe 1 or 2 hours, and maybe demonstrations, and maybe even doing feet. For the tax department, a whole day was spent working on people's feet and hands.
See, this is the thing that really excites me, because if we can put together a program that combines reflexology for the computer user, either by a practitioner going out or teaching them how to do it themselves on their own hands and feet, that's brilliant. That's
but this was a professional day I'm talking. At the tax department, Surrey Tax Department.
These are government things.
Yeah. So professional day. We worked all day on these guys. There was a whole bunch of us working on people who were just workers there. They didn't know anything about reflexology.
This lends instant credibility, doesn't it?
Because it changed them. If something causes a change, you can believe it. When I showed you that thing with your ear, the purpose was not just to say, hey, isn't that cute? I had you do it so that you can see that you can cause the change, not just me.
That's what I like. It's empowering the people so they can have a tool, a resource, so they can use it when they're sitting in front of the computer. Because we forget. We forget to take care of ourselves, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Especially in front of the
last.
computer. Yeah, exactly. How many times have you sat in front of your computer and say, I'm just going to surf the internet for 20 minutes, and you look at your...
Just check my email.
6 hours has gone by, and you think, I was only on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I checked my email, and I surfed the web, and some gnome has come and taken a part of my time, and I'll never get back again. And where did that 6 hours go? It's gone forever, right? So I really agree with you, and I did not know that the government agencies were asking you to come. For the banks, see, that's what I've done. I've approached the banks, and they said, yeah, we're... But not only that, but here we can do reflexology, we can teach them about touch for health, we can teach them about... Tell me about the emotional freedom technique. Is it?
Before I do that, let me just add that a lot of my ex-students, they're now colleagues, they work at Royal Columbia and at different hospitals. They work for these different corporations, going in at lunchtime or at break time
and doing
to work on people who want it. Yeah.
Oh, see, this is what excites me. This is way too important to hide under a bushel.
That's right.
And with new media, let's get the message out there, because it's just so wonderful.
It is wonderful. Yeah, and it'll help people.
So what were we talking about?
EFT.
Oh, yeah, EFT. So tell me about that.
EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And it's a technique in which you are tapping. And a lot of people have heard about it. They didn't know what it was, but they've heard about tapping. And you tap on different points on your face to change phobias, addictions, compulsions, that kind of thing. Just things you don't want to know about yourself. And what it means is that you can eliminate various very deep concerns without revisiting the pain.
So you don't have to be a victim anymore of the pain.
You don't have to be a victim of the old pain, but you don't have to be a victim of it now again, reciting it again.
Oh, I like that.
Because every time you go over the same pain that you've endured as a child or whenever, you're making that road, that neurological road, deeper and deeper. And what EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique as it's called, what it does is tap on different acupuncture points that are on the face and hands. Again, we're talking about the hands.
Reflexology, acupuncture points.
That's right.
It all ties in together.
It all ties in. And within generally 20 minutes to a half an hour, you can cause a dramatic change. There was a young boy of 13 that I worked with, and he had an addiction to Coca-Cola. He drank somewhere between 13 and 25 Cokes a day.
No.
It was just incredible. And we had a 20-minute session. I heard from him at the end of that year, and he said, I'm down to about one Coke about every couple of months.
Really?
And he said, I still can have it, and it doesn't bother me. I'm not addicted anymore.
Oh, nicely done.
It also changed his sugar craving.
I'll bet it did.
And it changed so that he only liked his mom's cooking and her cookies, and wouldn't take any of the Twinkies and all that other stuff. That was with one session.
So now, does that tie in with belief systems? Like,
no.
Okay. So here's my question to you: How would I expect to change from Emotional Freedom Technique that quickly if I don't believe it was going to work?
Well, all I say is try it. What do you risk?
Oh, I like that.
It takes 20 minutes.
Yes.
Try it. See if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, what have you lost? 20 minutes?
Holistic technology or holistic health is not going to work for everybody, just like conventional medicine doesn't work for everybody.
But I can tell you about that emotional freedom technique for me, personal event. A couple of years ago, when I was on black ice with my car, and it rolled over, and it rolled down a mountain, and it was one car length away from the lake, at which point I would not have been here to talk with you all. But I was hanging upside down in my car from my seatbelt, and it was nighttime, and I had one arm free with which I was able to turn off the car, at least stop some of the gas from going or something. I didn't know what it would do, but I turned off the car. But I left the lights on so that people would see that there was something in the wrong place, which is what happened. 3/4 of an hour later, somebody found me. Meanwhile, it was very, very important for me to not panic.
Yes.
Because if I panicked, I wouldn't be able to breathe. And as I said, I'm overweight. All of that weight was on my lungs and my heart. So I did with my one hand, I did my EFT tapping on all my different points. And the points are simple. They're near the eye, under the nose, under the lip, the collarbone, the top of the head. Very simple points, nothing drastic and nothing hard. And I did that over and over until my breathing was comfortable, until I was not panicked, so I could endure however long I had to be there. It also kept me busy.
Yeah, that's key, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you're busy, you're not worrying and frightened, you know. And when I got to the hospital, yes, I was rescued. When I got to the hospital, there were no injuries at all. I had no repercussions from that. I was relaxed.
Well, that's why drunk people, terrible thing to say, but when they have a crash
in the car, God for the drunks.
Yeah, they're relaxed. Yeah. No wonder they don't get injuries. They cause injuries to other people. Yeah. That's a terrible example, but that's
the best example you could give.
Yeah, it's the example that popped into my head.
Yeah.
Interesting, fascinating.
Yeah, so it worked for that, yeah.
So you've seen it, not only do you teach it, you were interested in it.
I use it.
Yeah, you use it personally, and you've seen what it can do for other people.
And you may have noticed as I was sitting here, especially in the beginning, I was a little bit nervous, and I was working on my hands on the table, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I was doing that. It's automatic. I don't even know I'm doing it.
And it's a trigger mechanism to help you completely relax.
That's right.
On all three levels, physical, mental, and emotional.
That's right.
That is like magic, isn't it?
I think so.
I like that.
That's why I love being a magician.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I'm as good as Chris Angel anytime.
You know, it was so funny because when I formed my company, they said, "What do you do?" I have two companies. I have the eFlexonics business-to-business tech blog, and then I have the Healthy Tech Talk, which we're going to feature you on this. And they said, "What do you do, eFlexonics? What does that mean?" And I had to come up with They said, "We don't know what that means, eFlexonics, right?" So I put down holistic technology broker because it's holistic. We talk about technology, and I broker stories from people like you that are passionate, have been in the business, and they didn't even know what it was. I mean, come on, when you say holistic technology broker, you haven't got the foggiest idea, really.
Oh, but it's a wonderful title.
But as long as I put it on there, they were satisfied. So they still don't know what I do. We're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more interview. Yeah?
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Yvette, for joining us. We'll be right back.